I wake in the morning to a claw pushed softly but firmly into my cheek. His eyes look very large and dilated in the morning dawn.
I'm Candice Lin, and I'm an artist from Los Angeles, and this is my exhibition, The Animal Husband. My work generally looks at histories of colonialism, formations of race, gender, sexuality, sometimes through the histories of certain materials and sometimes through narrative storytelling. The animal husband is a kind of play on the word animal husbandry, the kind of care and looking after of livestock. And it's also thinking about my intimate relationship with my cat, Roger, my animal husband, as a jumping off point for thinking about how we construct species, gender, race, sexuality, and ideas of intimacy.
Coming out, coming in, and eating food are often confused for one another. Signals of pleasure get woven into a kind of web that the spider uses to wrap her egg so it does not fall down.
The new work in the exhibition, The Animal Husband, is a video animation narrated both by myself and by Roger, my cat. In it, he is telling his theory around how the world operates and why humans are interested in their kind of companion animal pet relationships. And his theory has to do with ball juice, where he thinks that it's a life force that is being sucked from him and used to kind of make cat memes and also embed the history of humans and other species into geological stones. In researching what I wanted to do for this exhibition, I got interested in the fact that the Talbot Rice's galleries used to be the Natural History Museum. I was looking at some of the archives of the veterinary school and the anatomy school here, and was interested in the Roslin slides because they show these kind of moments of animal husbandry being taught to British colonies. And so some of these images appear in the animation, The Animal Husband. There's also an older work in the show, The Moon, from 2010, that looks at William Hunter's gravid uterus, which is a kind of truncated, pregnant, anatomical model of a corpse. And in my sculpture, I've kind of played with the violence of these kind of histories and also of like the idea of the gaze. So you look in through the vagina of the sculpture to see another animation. And then behind me is another reference to medical science, which is from Colton, who was a missionary and a doctor who worked in the Chinese imperial court during the Qing dynasty. And he was especially interested in the eunuch culture, which was very highly esteemed in Chinese culture, but was very sensationalized and seen as pathological and framed as such by Western sexologists and doctors such as Colton. So in this show, I've taken a diagram that he had in his medical treatise of the scar after castration, and it acts almost as a kind of portal in the space behind us. When you first enter the exhibition, you're greeted by the smell of wolf piss, and it's a very subtle, welcoming smell. I was interested in the idea of the way we project forms of dominance and wildness onto animals, non-human animals like wolves, and that kind of transgressive, taboo-breaking aspect is also present in the scratch drawings in the upper bays of the gallery, where I've drawn out a kind of story sentence that is related to the animations.